Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. It was a day full of cricket, but in this episode, we'll be focusing on the India and Australia Test match, day one. India all out for 109. Australia finished the day 156 for four, a lead of 47 runs. No KL Rahul to blame today for India's batting woes. Dominant performance from Australia. Yes, it was a ranked runner. This is what India wanted. It was going to be a challenge, and I think more upsetting was the way they bowled. I felt they bowled a bit too full, and because otherwise they would have got wickets as well. I felt, but yeah, batting has always been a worry for India. Whether you play KL Rahul or you don't, the issue is this top order, and today your lower order didn't bail you out. With me is Mr. Faisal. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing. कैसा बोलना आप क्या कर रहे हैं? I'm a little stressed out, man. Didn't expect the day to turn out like this, but Australia really redeemed themselves. It feels like a newborn Australia. Temperament बेहतरीन था going into the first session, and yeah, 7 wickets in that session. Managed to get everyone out. The main one and the biggest thing was cleaning up the tail, right? I think usually
Hmm.
Aksar and these guys will bail you out, but ये time ये भी नहीं हुआ. And I think the only only flaw I would have to say was the fact that Umesh Yadav scored 17 runs in the end, but 93 पे अपन लोग pack हो गए थे, and it's just sad. India should be a little bit more ready, a little bit more fresher, considering they need it for the WTC final as well. But yeah, Australia में कुछ अलग ही था यार, आज कुछ जबरदस्त खेले. Like I don't want to sound very happy about it, but yeah, I was actually happy seeing them
Well,
do well as well.
we warned everybody though that like they like if you saw in the Delhi game, they were on top for a lot of the game. They were dominating that game. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
like like one session of madness. Again today, the difference is now they have a lead, whereas in Delhi they didn't have a lead. They let India back into the game. Here they have a lead, and I think even if they get all out early, and they get a lead for of 80 100, even 100 runs, I think it's enough on this kind of pitch. I could be wrong, but this pitch is turning, man. From ball one, you saw today Rohit Sharma, the way he came down the track and try to use his feet, put the pressure on the bowler. It didn't work. Shubman Gill, he stayed at the crease. He edged it. Pujara, good length ball, clean bowled. Virat Kohli, like he looked really good. But then LBW, on these pitches, the each ball will be dangerous. That's what happened. Virat Kohli looks at it, looked like he's gonna score a big innings. That's what happened. And at the end of the day, runs are going to be calculated. Khwaja got 50 plus. In India, no one reached that 50 mark, and that's going to be the difference in the game. It looks like a very difficult situation now. Now people are talking about the pitch, about India's approach, this, that. But we said this, like when you're going to have pitches like these, even in the first two test matches, there's a chance for you to lose. In the end, it looked like you smashed Australia, but there were moments in that game also where you could have lost. Here, it looks a bit more dominant from Australia. Like you said, they finished the tail very well. They started off good as well. And the batting, Khwaja, again, he played the sweeps. We said also yesterday, remember, I think Pantra asked us, he continued to play this sweep. Yes, it maybe wasn't as
Not to
much.
the extent, yeah, not to the extent, because in the second session I saw probably one sweep. In the second session we saw one sweep where Rohit Sharma also was shocked by the reverse sweep four that he hit.
Yeah.
But it was not a lot of volume of those reverse sweeps
But you
that we
saw in
saw.
the over that he got out, he swept three times in that over and got out on the third ball. Like he was
Yeah.
sweeping, like maybe not to the extent of the other batters, but he continued his game. I don't think he changed anything in his game, but it just it worked out for him. I felt like the way he batted. Labuschagne got lucky though. Labuschagne, I don't know what is Jadeja doing, man. This is the 100th time, or the third time he got no ball wicket in this series.
Forget the no ball wicket, man. Forget the no ball wicket.
How
We
can you
wasted
forget it?
we wasted two reviews on Jadeja and didn't go
No,
for
I'll
Dhawan
get
and
to that.
Ashwin.
I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that. But how can you forget the no ball? Like,
Yeah, man.
how is he continuing to bowl? We'll forgive him once,
Yeah.
twice, three times. How is he continuing to bowl these no balls?
As soon as he bowled a no ball, I remembered you because you told me a few days ago that a spinner can bowl no ball, and
Yeah,
Sunil Gavaskar to that extent shouted saying a spinner cannot bowl a no ball, and
but they
definitely like
no, they should not, but they can bowl no balls,
yeah,
right?
probably.
He
But
bowled.
man,
What does the
not
word
not
can
not
mean?
every not
Huh?
every test match and every time he gets a wicket, the first wicket he's getting it's a no ball. वो चिढ़ में आ रही है यार, okay उन्हें wicket taking ball पे no ball डाल के wicket ले रहा है. And yeah, Labuschagne got one too many lives, I think. didn't look comfortable, but sort of settled in. He understood that he has to keep his bat straight.
He's lucky,
He was
man, this guy.
मिड ऑन पे खेलने जा रहा था उन्हें, लेकिन फिर उन्हें हर 2 मिनट को जब बॉल मिस हो रहा था या बच रहा था, नहीं नहीं स्ट्रेट रखो बैट, बैट स्ट्रेट रखो, बैट स्ट्रेट रखो. एंड उस्मान ख्वाजा यार, डिलीशियस यार, क्या बोलूं, वेरी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल इनिंग्स. Amazing couple of boundaries, the reverse wave boundaries, and yeah, I mean, he played phenomenally well. He understood the conditions. His, like they were discussing, a lot to do with where your hands are, how you're holding your grip, soft hands, low hands, high hands. ये पूरे दिन यही बातें चल रही थी कि भाई उस्मान ख्वाजा की टेक्निक अच्छी है. मेरे को तो बहुत डरावनी दिखती है, आके यूं एकदम से नीचे से.
अब मेरे को भी like उतना वो नहीं दिखा, because he was playing similar to the first test match also. He made a 70-60 and he was playing like this. It's just that yeah, he got value for his shots this time around, and I think India bowled too full to him. It was also India's fault. They didn't bowl that good length. If you bowl that good length, you tap him between front foot and back foot, then he's going to have problems, even playing the sweep. But because full tha ball, he was able to sweep it like that. So that also helped him. But Khwaja, what I also wanted to mention is, if you remember, just a few years ago, he was always labeled as the guy who could not play spin. He was the only guy who used to be dropped specifically in subcontinent tours. That too, being a Pakistani, that he can't play spin, don't put him in the team. He'll only play against fast bowlers. So the way he's worked on the game, and the last 2 innings, he's shown that he can play on ranked runners. He's given Australia a really good start in both matches. And now I think this could be a very pivotal knock in the context of the game, because what did he score, 60, 70 odd now? 60 odd?
60.
They have a lead of
47.
40? Yeah, I think he's done his job. And on a pitch like this, it was a very good innings.
For Australia right now, the only thing is in ये focus करना कि how can they get to 150 or 170 and call, before they get all out. They need to use every last breath that they have in that batting to make sure that they get into a 180 spot, and the game is going to be very hard, because my day one stage, I think kuch alag level of degrees, like 4.8 degree turn ho raha tha when you compare it to Nagpur, which is 2.6, and you compare it to Delhi, it was 3.8. So I mean, from the beginning, like you said, it was spinning this much. And credit to Kuhnemann, man, the way he bowled, delivery, 16 runs diya khali, and he got 5 wickets, man.
Yeah, and you noticed the length that he was bowling was a good length. So the batsman wasn't sure front foot pe ya back foot pe khelna, और जब back foot pe जा रहे थे, even Labuschagne जो out हुआ था, the ball Jadeja bowled, फंस के out हो जा रहे थे, like the ball was keeping low. So I think that's where Australia, Kuhnemann, Lyon, they bowled really well. Lyon kept bowling at that length, He also picked up 3 wickets. He did his job. So yeah, I think incredible from Australia. But talk to me a bit about India's batting, because everyone was saying that KL Rahul is the problem. And I'll take the first comment of the day. Sai saying finally Venkatesh Prasad wins. But does he really win, Fez? Because this is the first time KL Rahul is not in the team, and India are in a losing position. I'm not saying it's because of KL Rahul, but I'm saying that I told you also before that he is not the only problem in this team, and you see again today.
Let's go to the first over. I told you, this Mitchell Stark guy, man. This guy always scares me in his first over. First ball, caught behind, nail liye. Second ball, nail liye. And this guy got, I didn't understand.
जो हुआ था third या fourth
LBW. Yeah, immediately the next ball.
The second ball.
Yeah, and Rohit Sharma did not understand that, he needs to calm himself down. I don't know the way he got out. कुछ समझ में नहीं आया बंदे क्या context में खेल रहा था. He came down the track to smash a 6, predicting the spin. भाई कहीं को आप इतना आगे से आगे जाके खेला. I know आपका गेम अच्छा है, आप करके है, आपको ये pitches it, but temperament ऐसा है कि आपको 2 lives मिल चुके हैं, थोड़ा बहुत आप रुक के खेलो और आप अपने आप को थोड़ा time दो, understand ये वाली pitch कैसी है. Shubman Gill का इसलिए लोग बोल रहे Venkatesh Prasad wins because of the intent that he had. He looked much more confident. That covered it, became a third on a Zabardast. He's probably the top scorer, or maybe the second highest scorer in that team, like of 21, I think, if I'm not wrong, right? So that's why maybe they're saying कि भाई Wenger. Yes, I would say कि भाई definitely this is
one
not
of those are overthrows though.
And I'll also say like, yeah, definitely मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि शुभमन के बहुत प्यारा खेला या जबरदस्त खेला, but at least थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा दिखा, a new fresh of air with Rohit Sharma. मेरे को रोहित शर्मा में थोड़ा और disappointment है, and like भाई आप क्यों इतना जल्दी aggressive खेलने चले गए, down the track हो रहे हो सब. आप एक build करना था innings जो आप
because he thinks
because you didn't need to be so aggressive. Yeah.
No, because he thinks he's never settled in these kind of pitches, and he always feels that there is a ball with written with his wicket on it, and you never feel comfortable. Even when he was batting on 100, he mentioned this in the press conference yesterday, I think, that कि भाई मैं जब 100 भी मार दिया था, जब also I felt like मैं कभी भी out हो सकता हूँ. I don't feel settled on these wickets. That's why sometimes I take risks. This This is what he mentioned yesterday, and maybe that's what he tried to implement today. But I agree with you. Sometimes thoda sa pitch ko dekhna padta. But Faiz, in this kind of pitch, even if you're trying to look and defend and stuff, you saw Virat Kohli. He was batting beautifully. What did he do? He went to defend. He got out. So I don't think on this pitch you could go with that method either. I think his method was okay, but the execution was poor. You can say that the
I
execution
mean,
was poor.
the ball that he went to go after, it came in nice flight. Just you pick your moments. I'm not saying you pick. Don't come down the track. We know you're known for being a very big hitter and stuff. But आप जो ball पे उन्हें डाला धाड़ बोल के आप नीचे आ गए, and yeah, I mean it wasn't that good. But talk to me about Pujara. What is Pujara's problem, man? He's not able to score, and Pujara is considered
देखिए
to
मैं
be Rahul
बोला
Dravid.
पुजारा की आएंगी बात में
Considered to be
बोला तुम्हारे को पिछले
considered to be Rahul Dravid. Considered to be
तुम्हारे को
considered to be
पुजारा
Rahul
की आएंगी
Dravid.
बात
काय का राहुल द्रविड़ एक जगह ये दीवार खड़ी ने दीवारों में छेदा आते चले आ रहे, समझ में नहीं आ रहा मेरे को.
मैं नहीं बोला तुम्हारे को बात पुजारा पे आएंगी अब जब राहुल निकलेंगे. मैं नहीं बोला, मैं बोला नहीं बोला
बोले, लेकिन अब मेरे को बोलो कि अब मेरे को ये बोलो कि क्या है प्रॉब्लम बंदे का.
Bro, तो आज का जो डिसमिसल था, he didn't know where to go on the front foot or the back foot. फंस गया.
He got confused. He got like a cow caught in the red light वैसा होता ना.
उन्हें फंस गया वहां पे. And yeah, like disappointing, but like again the pitch is as such, it's going to challenge you. What I was disappointed with is like even Virat Kohli got out, but the intent was there, the shots were good, he looked in better touch. Pujara didn't look like that, and I told you it's coming. Pujara's time is going to come. People are going to start calling for him because he's not on that level yet. And look, the pitches are not going to help you. Whoever India brings in, they brought Shubman Gill. Did he score 100 today? No, he didn't. Like, it doesn't matter who you're going to bring in on these pitches. It's going to be tough. So these batters have to find a solution. They need to do something different. And yeah, the intent should be there. That's why I'm not too worried about Rohit Sharma's dismissal. But like, Pujara, again, it was a good ball. It stayed low and everything, but there was no, like, he wasn't confirmed whether he's going to go front foot, back foot. Phas gaya hona hai wahan pe. So that's what I was a bit worried about with Pujara.
Yeah, 100%. Because जिस तरीके से आ रहा, he's taking, like, he ideally he knows his way of playing and stuff, but today he just middle, like I can't say, like you said, front में भी नहीं था, back में भी नहीं था, and अटक गया. He just zoned out and he got bowled. And yeah, I mean the ball was phenomenal, but yeah, I mean it's been a long time since Pujara hasn't performed since Bangladesh, I think. तो देखना पड़ेगा. मैं अभी तो I'm not gonna call him out. I'm not gonna call him out because he Bangladesh के बाद is the next tour, so it's just one tour, right? Just one tour. I'm going to give him some time. KL Rahul had a lot more tours in him, so yeah, I mean I'll be able to wait for it. But even Shubman का मैं बोलूँगा कि Shubman for now looked much better than KL Rahul. What KL Rahul looked in every match since a long time. Yeah, so
fair enough, but my point is basically whoever it is, whichever personnel it is, they're having trouble on these pitches. It's the lower order bailing you out. Today they couldn't bail you out. आप मेरे को एक बात समझाओ. यहाँ पे अब like a lot of people, if you go to various YouTube channels or you go to like these even the broadcast or whatever, everyone is talking about the pitches now, saying कि like it's rank turner. ये तो like पहले match से हो रहा, right? आपको मालूम है आप gamble ये ले रहे हैं. So like I don't know why it's a surprise that, oh my god, why is this pitch like turning from ball one? It was going to turn. I knew it. I said yesterday, 2 दिन में खत्म हो जाना है match, like and even the first two games from what we're seeing. So I don't know why people are surprised about the pitch now, because India is not in a good position. They're saying भाई ऐसे pitches नको बनाओ. आप जीते 2 टेस्ट मैचेस ऐसी pitches पे, तो इसलिए तीसरा भी ऐसे ही बना. अब मगर problem ये है कि you were bailed out in certain situations. Here you didn't get bailed out. So you're going to it will always be a kind of lottery or a gamble when you're making pitches like this. There will always be scope for you to lose, and that's why me and Faiz kept saying that ki bhai, the series is not over. You still need to win by a margin of either 3-0 or 3-1. So you need to win the third test match as well. Delhi में also भाई बच गए थे. Like it looked very convincing in the end. Everyone, all of us were criticizing Australia. भाई, what are they doing? मगर आ गई Australia.
आ गया Australia. And Australia का best चीज है देखो. I think Cam Green and Stark apart, but the spinners have really understood the conditions, and I think Jadeja and Ashwin के videos बहुत deeply देखे इनला कहाँ pitch कर रहे ball, because they turned into Jadeja Ashwin and Ashwin Jadeja turned into them. There was no line in length. There was nothing from Ashwin. Though was very poor today, and he was your fantasy pick. Ashwin was very poor today, man. Like he overpitched it. He was very bad. Jadeja to be, at the end of the thing, he got his wickets. He did his जो उन्हें करता हमेशा. But Ashwin का तो आज मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगा कि he was pitching it in the right areas.
Yeah, he was poor. Him, Akshar Patel, also both of them. I was disappointed with the way they bowled. Ashwin in particular, 100%, because if they hit those lines and lengths, like the good length, more consistently, and Jadeja
Mhm.
also took him time to do that. इसलिए तो run बनाए
Yeah.
इन लोग Labuschagne और
Yep.
वो he started finding the length in the third session. So if he did that from the start, especially noticing what the Australian spinners did, it would have really helped them in that way. But I'm not going to be too critical again on the spinners because they've done really well for India. They've think it's and I know that the pitches are.
But see,
Uh,
that's what I was coming to. The pitches are
I
made
know
for
that.
you, right? So
I
I
know
mean,
that, but bro, like
and
they've
there
been
was a
going.
good question. There was a good question also today in the commentary that they said that is when the situation is made for you, the pitches, and anyone who was watching us, please, we give us your comment. But do you think it's more the skill of the bowler? Or it's just that the pitch is made for them that they're able to take so many wickets.
No, you still have to have skill. You need to pitch it in the right area. You saw the difference today. If it was like that, then Australia should have got all out for 80, 90, right? They're batting second on the pitch and they should have got all out. But no, like you have to pitch it in the right area. You have to give credit to Kuhnemann in line where they pitch the ball. You have to read it as well. Yes,
Yeah.
it is helping the spinners, but Faiz, also you have to look at it. These spinners are their workload is going crazy. They're also with the bat. They're being called upon to
Asked
win
to do
games
it.
in
Yeah.
India. So if they
Yeah.
have a poor session, it's okay. Where are the what
Mm.
are the but the batters have been consistently poor form. It's just
Yeah.
one
Where
guy
are the
being
Virat Kohlis, the Shreyas Iyer? Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
one guy is being highlighted because he's been bad in all formats. But tell me from the
Mm.
Indian test, who has put their hand up? Yes, it is difficult conditions, but in those conditions, you need your top order to perform. It's always your middle order. Apart from Rohit Sharma, I haven't seen a good top order innings in a long time, and in a challenging pitch.
Yes. Yeah.
On a challenging pitch.
So, which comes to the question now. Now you have to think, right? आप ये सोचो, okay, do you put yourself under this situation and make such rank turners, or stop making rank turners, make a decent wicket, and play the game out on a fairer basis? तो नहीं बोलेंगे, it is fair, but like, don't take so much advantage. Then, what
Everyone
would
is
you do?
saying now that you should have like traditional pitches and don't worry about things because your batter's confidence is going low and they're not being able to score runs and everything. But for me, I'm not going to change my thing. It should be a ranked runner because you've been winning test matches like that. You need to get into the World Test Championship, and that's the best way. You expect Jadeja and Ashwin to pick up more wickets than Lyon and Kuhnemann at a faster rate. Today didn't happen, but that's a one-off.
But tomorrow,
The first
yeah,
two test matches, you saw
yeah,
what happened in the first
100%.
two test
Yeah,
matches.
so
That's my thinking, but nobody is agreeing.
one has 19 wickets, one has 14 wickets. So
Yeah, but nobody is agreeing today. Everyone is saying कि भाई फ्लैट पिचेस रखो ये वो मगर आपको मालूम है मेरे को भी मालूम है कि फ्लैट पिच पे स्मिथ लेट जाता वहां पे लबुशन भी लेट
So
जाता
I would say कि भाई तुम अपने bowler spinners को आप चलोता दे रहे batsmen को then आप put them under the fire, start putting Shreyas Iyer, Virat Kohli, Pujara, and now you start firing these guys now, right? Because Virat Kohli के हाथ मतलब firing bowler तो like put them under the pressure, right? Because
they're already under pressure man they haven't been performing like
but
they're
again start making tougher calls, start making more changes in the squad then अगर वैसा है तो, right?
नहीं मगर देखो वो आप किसी को भी लाओ मैं तुमको पहले भी बोला था that on this pitch like it'll take time like Shubman Gill honestly like he looked like some of the boundaries he looked good right but I knew that he's not going to score 100 it'll take him time it doesn't mean he's not going to score 100
वो रन
I
पे तो क्या गुस्सा आया यार वो रन
but
कई
someone
गुलिया
like
चुप के
क्या बोले
yeah the run that he took and he bruised himself on his stomach पागल
yeah
run थी stupid run था
Yeah,
sorry
but
go
like
ahead.
someone like a Pujara Kohli, you just and Kohli again. Like I was impressed with his batting to a until he got out. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah,
like really go into him. But yeah, they have to pull up their socks. You expect them to try to at least get to 50. They have that experience. You're batting first. थोड़ा सा तो बताओ आप कितने बार अगर अक्सर तुम क्या बोले मेरे को लास्ट गेम में कि अक्सर पटेल अश्विन मार रहे राहुल क्यों नहीं मारा तो the same thing applies here. With the middle or the top order, like everyone else, why are you expecting Umesh Yadav to come and hit sixes and make you cross 100?
yeah. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, मैं तो परेशान मैं like वही मैं सोच रहा था from Australian perspective every time like they were closer to like if you guys just didn't let us score 17 more runs we would have been 93 all out that
Yeah,
would have
but
been
I'm entertained, bro. Like
yeah
I know everybody's upset about it because a lot of people are supporting India and people are saying this is not Test cricket, this and that. But मेरे को तो मजा आ रहा हर बॉल कुछ ना कुछ एक्शन है ड्रामा है I'm enjoying it man like I
नहीं
understand
see
for
from a TRP perspective from a dramatic perspective अच्छा है बट इतने लूप होल्स दिख रहे हैं अब इंडियन स्क्वाड में, इतने
और
कमजोर प्लेयर
मगर
दिख रहे हैं कि आपको
ये
सोचना पड़ा
ये
कि भाई ये एक्चुअली वर्ल्ड क्लास प्लेयर है या नहीं।
मगर ये चीज कमेंटेटर्स और ये सब बोलना था सेकंड टेस्ट के बाद, जब तो सब ऑस्ट्रेलिया को भिजा रहे थे घर, राइट? कॉमेडी चल रही थी कि द होल टीम इज बैक इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ये वो। जब बोलना था कि भाई इंडिया नीड टू बी अ बिट केयरफुल
एंड
लाइक इन द थर्ड
वो अपन
मैच।
बोले भी थे ये कि
अपन
दिल्ली
बोले
में
थे
देखे।
because
हाँ
या दिख रहा था, बिकॉज दिल्ली की गेम फट गई थी दोनों की हमारी,
हाँ,
राइट?
बहुत बुरा।
So like it's just the way that Australia batted in that 1 hour. It made it seem that this is going to be a one-sided series. But we all knew, everybody who was watching, deep down, even the commentators know, everybody knows. But like you say it then, why are you saying it now? Because it was turning
Yeah.
in Nagpur, it was turning in Delhi, bro. Like Australia got all out on the first day in both games, no? So I don't understand why are you talking about this now when you're losing. When you're losing a game, you should be talking about it then from before. But look, but in this pitch, on these pitches, it's always going to be a gamble. And I think people are calling it defensive cricket. I don't think it's defensive cricket because your thing is on the line as well. Like you can also lose a game.
Final.
If it's
Yeah.
defensive, then you play like how it's in Karachi, Pindi. You know the Karachi pitch very well, more than anybody. That like that's a defensive
Road.
pitch. This is not defensive, but I guess like of course there will be criticism India's way, especially batting wise and bowling today. Also, you have to be critical. I completely agree with what you said. Again, I'm giving them a day off. That's what I'm gonna say for the bowling.
I mean, for a spinners, I would say yes. I'm gonna and like मैं आपको बीच में भी बार मैसेज करा था कि I think सिराज को तो भी लाके डालो कुछ। बेचारा
जब भी
सिराज
लाए
को तो जब भी लाए और फिर अगले अगले ओवर में जडेजा विकेट लिया, तो मैं like सिराज is someone who will try and do some kind of नाटक drama sledging, and अपन sledging की भी बात कर रहे थे कि अरे ऑस्ट्रेलिया today they sledged Pujara when he came in, they sledged one more person as soon Jadeja as soon as he came in and he was
well,
trying to
because they were on top.
they were on top, exactly, and they were on top, and I think वही था कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की माइंडसेट पूरी बदल गई with that first session, 7 wickets यारो, and बहुत easily निकला ऐसा दिखा मेरे को, obviously the pitch and everything taken into consideration, but you really do want your batsmen have a much more talent, man. You have Virat Kohli, you have Pujara, you have Shreyas Iyer, and Shreyas Iyer is deemed to like उसका तो dismissal बेचारा unlucky था, पहले लगा कि पैड से गया था, but I think हवा से बेल गिर गई थी. But yeah, I mean, the technique of these Indian batsmen are like coming to a question, right? When you have rank turners, why are they not able to play the spin?
Do you sorry, were you asking me that question or is it just a rhetorical
No,
statement?
it's a rhetorical statement. Yeah, rhetorical
Yeah,
statement.
okay.
Okay, you do
That's
question
nice.
it, and like now the question will also come: if you don't put a rank turner, then what is the quality of your spinners on a flat surface? You know?
No, I think the quality will still be okay, but the thing is, again, on the flat pitches, the batter qualities are also really good of Australia. So maybe Smith will outscore a Virat Kohli. Maybe he'll outscore a Rohit
Yeah.
Sharma. That might be
But
your
then-
problem.
yeah.
That's what Joe Root did, right? When you give them a good wicket.
So गया था आना तो
Do
yeah.
do you think that in these pitches, one ball has your name? It really suits Basball ideology. I mean, it suits it in terms of like not wasting time, but then again, it's going to be difficult to keep hitting shots as well. So if one ball has your name, whether you're aggressive or defensive, you can get out. And yes, I do feel that because if you see Rohit Sharma's dismissal and you see Virat Kohli's dismissal, they're both contrasting dismissals. One is attacking and you can say reckless, and the other one is defensive, a bit careful, but they both got out. What was the end result? And that's the result of the pitch as well, right? Like because it is difficult to survive. So yeah, I think it does. Akshar Patel is not looking that effective in these pitches. He's only darting, only not trying to spin. Yeah, Faz, your thoughts? I'm surprised because Akshar Patel, I thought he'll run through Australia, and he's been very quiet this series with the ball, with the bat. He's done well. But
I think Vinay jinxed him, man. Vinay said he's gonna be the top wicket taker or something on this channel, and no, I mean Akshar Patel, I don't know. I think he's not being able to adapt because he doesn't have a lot of variations in him, right? आके खाली जैसा भाई बोले darting.
But that should help him. That should help him because ये pitch में natural variation ही हो रहा.
But again, उन्हें ज़्यादा आगे डाल रहा, like short डाल रहा. He's not pulling it right at that sweet spot where it's just in the good length, short of a good length, or maybe a little bit of it. उन्हें आ रहा खाली डाल रहा अपना like कोटा पूरा कर दे रहा. It's more like a relaxer to the other two bowlers. Like he's like I'm going to not take wickets, but I'm just going to do my overs and I'm going to go. And intent wise, भी मेरे को when Akshar is bowling, you don't see him that so eager to get a wicket or something like. Not that he 100% must be, but you see the Jadeja and the aura that he's creating when he's bowling. He's creating fear. He's trying to bowl those tough balls to the Australians. But yeah, Akshar Patel has been like very ineffective throughout. The test match or the test series rather.
Also,
But
I
obviously
feel-
batting का अगर अपन बात करें then Akshar Patel has been one of the best. So yeah.
I think rhythm also, like he's not getting those overs right now that he was against England. I think he was
Yeah.
along with Ashwin, right? I don't know if Jadeja was there for throughout that series. So I think Akshar Patel was the one of the main guys. So maybe he needs a more overs to like settle on a line length. And I'm also surprised because I feel that with that pace that he bowls, the trajectory that he bowls, it suits him. He just needs to hit that good length, and these guys will be in trouble 100%. कल तुम देखो सुबह
But
में
like
अगर
you have a Jadeja who is a similar kind of a bowler. Maybe your release points or height is some difference, but you can gain a little bit knowledge from that side, right? Like I mean, he's right there with you, and like you're seeing him bowl about 630 overs and 20 overs. So,
I know,
कहीं ना
but
कहीं
like
आप
what
कुछ
Jadeja does.
different. You try something different, right?
But
Like
but the action is different, the release point is
a
different.
flight,
इन्हें थोड़ा
yeah, a
round
little bit
round
more
में ये
flight
थोड़ा
from yeah,
over the head है, so it's different, right? Like so it's not going to be, you can't do exactly what he's doing. लेकिन but Akshar Patel, his actual method has been very successful till now on these pitches only, and now it's not been successful, and that is a question also I'm also asking, why has it not been that successful? I still don't have the answer for it, but
yeah.
yeah, it could be a mixture of things. Maybe it's also a dip in form. Maybe batters are also understanding where he's going to bowl, how he's going to bowl. Uh, Hello, Gajju Bhai, how are you? Amir on
Very
four
good
wickets
one.
for Babar, who is boss. I mean, Karachi started off brilliantly, but then Robman Powell counter-attacked and he's got
The
Peshawar to
three
a
in the
very good
middle,
score.
man. Cadmore, Powell, and Hasbullah. क्या है ना Habibullah.
Yeah,
तीन
but
लोग
look at that strike rate of Powell, man, 188, and even Hasibullah, 172.
Hasibullah.
Yeah, they both batted well, and now they have a very competitive total, and थोड़ा मुश्किल रहेगा कराची के लिए. डॉन बैडमिंटन का बाप भी यहाँ स्ट्रगल करता है, उसका एवरेज 50 के नीचे हो जाता है बीसीसी खेलने के बाद.
हाँ सही है लेकिन वही है ना क्वेश्चन आप ये करोगे कि आप बैट्समैन कहाँ के हो आप इंडिया के अगर बैट्समैन हो आपको ये पिचेस तो लाइक द बैक ऑफ योर हैंड मालूम हो जाना चाहिए तो डोनाल्ड बैट्समैन के बाप का तो नहीं लेकिन ये रोहित शर्मा के बाप का एवरेज तो अच्छा रहना चाहिए राइट सो आई मीन
और मेरे को बात बताओ, जो रोहित शर्मा उन्हें ऑलरेडी मार चुका है 100 रैंक टर्नर पे,
चलो रोहित
उससे क्या?
शर्मा का माफिया का ही बोल रहा
अक्षर
हूँ मतलब
पटेल मार
इंडियन
चुका है
बैट्समैन
60, अश्विन में आपका प्रॉब्लम कहाँ आ रहा? इधर पुजारा,
थ्री फोर
विराट
फाइव
कोहली,
थ्री फोर फाइव थ्री
केएल राहुल, नाउ शुभमन गिल एंड केएस भरत एंड व्हाट्स हिज नेम अय्यर. प्रॉब्लम वहीं आ रहा आपका, राइट? तो ऐसे पिचेस पे लाइक आपके बैटर्स मार चुके हैं रन्स पहले, मगर द सेलेक्टेड प्लेयर्स हु आर नॉट बीइंग एबल टू. So what is the problem there? That is what they have to decode, and that's what they have to work on. Because on these pitches, yes, some of your players have scored big runs, right?
Yeah, 100%. Rohit Sharma ka to we know he knew that Nagpur pitch well because he was born there, right? But again, they were like he played a lot of cricket there, and I think वो
Yeah,
भी
but
है
even
कि भाई
against England in the Chennai pitch, was a ranked turner, he scored 170 or something. Like he's I've seen him hit on ranked turners. So like okay, fine, he's not going to work every time. I understand that, but then your other batters need. I've not seen a Kohli hit 100 on a ranked turner. I've
100
not seen
run done.
Pujara hit 100 on a ranked turner. So maybe I'm wrong. I know Ayer can. He has the ability. We saw that in Bangladesh also. But like that's what you need. You need someone from your top order to take responsibility and score runs. And I'm telling you, I'll tell you honestly that the only difference between today and Delhi was that they freaking finished the tail. राइट ऑस्ट्रेलिया फिनिश द टेल. नहीं तो यही हालत होने वाली थी वहां पे, और आप 2-1 डाउन हो सकते थे ये सीरीज में, मगर अब 2-0 अप है. उतना ही फर्क है. लाइक दे व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट, they finish off the tail this time round. Did you see that six from power flat over cover? Yes, sir. I've been watching it on the side over here. He's right now. Zainab Abbas is on my screen interviewing, but yes, I saw that six in between when Faiz was talking, and yeah, man, Peshawar have really counter-attacked very well, and
Yeah, Bobby, bro, Bobby's the man.
मगर
Bobby's
Amir
not selfish देखो zero पे out हो गया. Bobby selfish नहीं यार वो zero पे out हो गया.
Amir got him out today, huh?
Yeah, but the first match he smashed him.
Big
Amir
man.
and
Do you think Akshar Patel can move in the order he has looked most comfortable against spin in this series? Yeah, I think he can. Even at
he
one
can
time,
come
he was
five.
ahead of
Yeah.
KS Bharat as well. So yeah, he can bat up the order. But man,
But the only
that's
thing
not.
is, I'm just worried that agar in the midst of becoming a batsman, he forgets how to bowl just like Irfan Pathan. वैसे सीन नहीं हो जाना यार. Irfan Pathan went up the order at 3. He used to come one down and then he forgot how to bowl. So I just hope Akshar Patel. I mean, Akshar Patel looks more interested now in batting than bowling. I think that's it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there, but I don't think that's going to happen. That because he's done well with the ball in white ball as well. Like while he was
Yeah.
batting, he's bowled well as well. So I don't think that'll happen. It's just maybe he's going through a set of patch. But I know where you're coming from. Yes, Mister.
What about the West Indies, man? Fifer from North Korea, man.
I told you, man.
212 पे पैक कर दे पूरों को. एक बंदा खाली, I think Raymond Rifles or someone, he stood
They
up.
300 score hai. Like in South Africa, you rip through it.
Yeah.
Now even South Africa lost wickets. I think they're 3 down when I last saw. What are they now?
They're
They
4
are
down. They're 4 down for 49.
Ooh, the 4 down 49. So they're also losing wickets, but they have enough runs, bro. They just need to get to 250. It's enough. It's hard on this pitch, bro. It's this is the equivalent of a ranked runner for fast bowlers in South Africa.
Yeah, and commendable effort from Alzari Joseph. Now 7 wickets throughout the match right now, and he's been looking in fine form. तो देखना पड़ेगा कल अगर even if they manage to get 250, they still have like what 3 days.
Mushkil, the only time I saw like a successful, like I mean I saw it in the India South Africa series, but like on a tough pitch, Kusal Pereira mara tha against South Africa, if you remember, in 2019 before the World Cup. It was incredible innings, and if someone from West Indies can do that, replicate that, then maybe they have a chance. But it looks doubtful, man. No care about it. Look, घुसने वाले हैं. ऐसी पिच बनने के आपने ही बैट्समैन का कॉन्फिडेंस डाउन कर रहे हैं इंडिया वाले. मगर देखो अंशुल भाई, मैं यही बात जब जीत रहे थे, जब बोलना था ये सब जो भी बोल रहे हैं, जब बोलना था कि भाई ऐसे पिच मत बनाओ, अभी थर्ड टेस्ट में थोड़ा फ्लैट बनाओ. जब नहीं बोले कोई भी, जब बोले कि भाई अरे ऑस्ट्रेलिया बेकार है, भिजा दे रहे हैं उनको, ये है वो है ये है. This was bound to happen. It is a gamble on these kind of pitches. You're going to have collapses, and it's going to be difficult. And and they know this. You think the Rohit Sharma doesn't know? He knows that, like kabhi bhi out ho sakte hain, and he took that risk. He's willing to take it. To theek hai. But yeah, for me, I just want that middle order to step up, and I have not seen that on a ranked turner yet. David Madan played well against Bangladesh. We have to shout him out. It was an excellent innings. I watched that game first, and I was very impressed with the way he batted, but also very impressed with Bangladesh, man. They fought. Bangladesh. They had a good crowd. Got some.
I mean, apart from David Malan, there was no one who stepped up, and definitely he won them the match. But
that's a match-winning 100, bro. That's like a proper 100.
Because apart, अगर इसका 100 इस निकाल लो, 114 निकालो, खत्म है 100 में. And Bangladesh were bowling in the right spots. Bangladesh का एक was 60. I think they had 68 in 11 overs. Credit to them to bringing it down to the last over also. Man, like 68 in 11 overs में in a 50-over match, ideally आप थक जाते, but they
restricted losing wickets.
Yeah, and Bangladesh को credit here, but yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. Like finally they broke the form. They finally won after like 9 ODIs. England, Mubarak ho, but it's not a very convincing English win. I think Bangladesh will come stronger next match.
Yeah, and you were saying also yesterday that Bangladesh will have a good chance in this series. There will be games that they can probably win, and they show that today. This match was winnable, and they fought well. I felt like
for Bangladesh, if you see, if Litin Das stood up, Shakib stood up, and I think Mohammedullah or one other senior member, if he stood up,
was there as well,
yeah. If they gave 20-20-20 each, you had 60 more runs on the board, and Bangladesh could have probably won it as well. So it was from the senior department. I felt that it's been a long time since they've not got runs, but yeah, Shakib and Litin really have to pull their socks up.
Yeah, the bowling wise as well, I think Fizz was a bit unlucky, but that's where they lost the game, like in terms of bowling wise, because he didn't pick up wickets and leaked a few runs, and Malan really got the better of him. But he was unlucky at times. He did beat the bat. He bowled well at patches, so I'm not going to completely blame him. But if you see the spinners again, like Tejul was great again. He bowled really well and was beating the bat consistently. कितने lead के अंदर pack करना होगा ऑस्ट्रेलिया को to win this match? We know Australia can be out in one session. We know that, but so I was thinking about this very carefully, and I realized last time it was a lead of 1 run. Now it's already a lead of 47.
47, yeah.
So I think you need to get them out in the next 40 runs, bro.
And you can look at the subsequent comment. What Chirag Bhai says, he says 210, and that's a 97 to 101 run lead. And if you look at our first innings scores, credit to Umesh Yadav, we reached 109. So I don't think the match is going to be on if that.
The match could be on if you look, if Australia have to chase 120 on this pitch, match is on.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't mean that.
But consider the fact we have to make 100 runs first, right? And like,
so you have to get.
And the ball is already 5 degrees spinning. अभी क्या होने वाला है we don't know आगे जाके.
Yeah.
और आज जो स्टार्क उमेश यादव इनला जो क्रैक्स बनाए, कल क्या होने वाला है उसका भी यूज देखना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, no, I think absolutely. I agree with that. It's going to be very difficult. And that's the thing. The main difference is they have a much bigger lead now. And this, even if they get all out for the next 40 runs, 80-run lead, that's also a bit tricky, right?
Yeah.
तो या आई एग्री विद यू. किस्मत अच्छी थी, ऑस्ट्रेलिया चोक कर गई सीरीज में, लीड करता ऑस्ट्रेलिया. बिल्कुल सही है, किस्मत अच्छी थी. देयर वाज टाइम्स वेयर यू put pressure on them and everything, and that's why on these kind of pitches you can't count out an opposition. And Australia in particular, look, a lot of players left of theirs. The same thing happened with India in the previous tour when India went there, but they came back strong. With Cameron Green, you already see that team is balanced now. It looks more confident going in. Yes, they don't have Pat Cummins there, they don't have David Warner, but they look like a confident unit right now,
You
just
see
with
the
one player.
impact that fast bowler Mitchell Stark had, man,
Yeah,
in the
Mitchell
match.
Stark as well. Yeah.
He scared the openers, and I think for the first 3 overs, I was speaking to Aussies while I was watching, and he was like, "Dekho, I said, let Stark bowl to Gill. I want to see what Gill does against Stark."
Yeah.
But वो ज़्यादा मौका तो मिला नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी, I mean, yeah, credit
You,
for the Australian team that they had these few changes in them, and yeah, it's really working out.
do you guys think Rohit went too passive with the field from the start itself? I think in the with Rohit, the problem was the DRS, and you have to blame KS Bharat there as well. I think keeping wise, yeah, he dropped a catch, but he was good in the otherwise. But DRS, they got that completely wrong. If you got the DRS right, like Australia are like 4 down already by the end of the second session, right? He got the cover, and what Faiz mentioned, Jadeja हर 2 मिनट भाग रहा वहां पे, उन्हें रिव्यू ले रहा. जब अश्विन का टाइम था नहीं लिया उन्हें रिव्यू, and you could see he was smiling and everything, but he got that completely wrong. And I used to be critical about Virat Kohli in terms of DRS, and everyone used to also mention that. You have to mention it here. He got that completely wrong. That's where he,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why he looked passive, because he knew he was making mistakes.
But it was like, see, Rohit Sharma asked the bowler, asked the keeper, right? And from Rohit Sharma's perspective, he always backs his keeper and what the bowler saying, and that both the times. I would probably say the first DRS, maybe what was the guy. The second one was on the leg stump, on the leg side. I mean, that was no way going to be out.
But,
And
but
yeah,
there's another equation here. There's another equation here which I thought about on the fly, that Jadeja is going to always put pressure on the captain.
100%,
The
100%,
wicket
yeah.
keeper doesn't have that stature of Jadeja right now, but Rohit Sharma has that stature. He can pull out of the
He should be the middle
wicket.
stabilizer. Yeah, he
Yeah,
should be
so
the
he's
stabilizer, a balancer.
yeah,
But
he
like
should have.
both of them were very, very close calls, is what they thought. And I think मैं अगर देख रहा हूँ ना अश्विन का,
भाई वो डाउन द
the
लेग तो
minute
उन्हें
the
pressure
minute
नहीं
I
लिया.
saw it, I said अगर ये वाले पैड को लगता, अगर उसके लेफ्ट फुट को लगता और राइट फुट को नहीं लगता, तो I would say call it. But वो लेफ्ट पैड को लगा, ऑलरेडी स्पिन हो रही है, अगर उतनी ट्रेजेक्टरी जा रही बॉल, तो अब थोड़ा अक्सर लगाओ. But it was very shocking, the reviews. Field wise, it was fine. The only thing you might call out the fielding was because Australia was able to get those 1 and 2s, what they were not doing. That is the temperament that they changed in the batting. And अपन ये बात कर रहे थे मुस्ताद को, they're not taking singles, they're not taking 1s and 2s, and that is where India started getting pressure when Khwaja and Labuschagne just kept rotating the strike. They didn't look for the boundaries. They were getting the boundaries by themselves on loose deliveries. And that is what the main thing I saw in Nagpur and in Delhi, that they just didn't want to take 1s and 2s. They always were just struggling for boundary. But now in Indore, it's changed. They're going for 1s and 2s and just saying boundaries जब आएगा नहीं तो अपन तो 1 and 2 लेके खुश है.
Yeah. Over here, क्या लगता है अहमदाबाद में ग्रीन पिच मिलेगी क्या?
ग्रीन पिच तो नहीं मालूम अभी, तो ये खत्म हो जाए तो उसके बाद सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या होगा. That's
नहीं
man,
मिलती.
how are they
यही
going to?
यही वाली पिच मिलेंगी आपको. From bar one, baby. I don't see
Because
KS Bharat.
2-1, अगर 2-1 हो गया then definitely नहीं मिलेगी. ग्रीन पिच तो हरगिज नहीं मिल सकती फिर.
I don't see KS Bharat playing overseas with these performances. We need keeper to contribute with the bat and WTC final. Yeah, look, the thing is, again, with KS Bharat, I'm going to cut him some slack because he's not your number one keeper. And it's Rishabh Pant over there. And now KS Bharat is getting into the team. If you remember, Ridwan Saha was also not the greatest overseas. They used to play him in home games away. Like, he used to struggle. And that's why Rishabh Pant got into the team. So I would right now hope that he performs in these conditions, and then we'll see what happens overseas. But I think you have to give him time as well in that sense. His keeping is pretty good. With experience.
Also, like today, a lot of things also, like I think आज लोगा में काफी लोग देखेंगे 22 के, but I would say कि उसकी गलती में एक भी गलती नहीं थी उस पर, बिकॉज आइदर उसके पैड को लग रहा था या ड्रिफ्ट बहुत जल्दी हो रहा था. ऑन फ्यू ओकेजन विराट कोहली के थ्रू भी गया है बॉल. सो आई मीन आज की जो पिच थी, इट वाज जस्ट वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर एनीवन. मेरे हिसाब से लाइक केएल भरत इज अ वेरी गुड कीपर. आई डिड क्वेश्चन दिस इन द फर्स्ट test to Mustafa, man, we need someone who's going to bat. This guy can bat. He did score 17 runs today also. So he's probably the third highest amongst Umesh Yadav and him. And at a difficult pitch, he came and scored 17 runs, which is another contributing factor. Today, the only thing is बहुत ज्यादा बॉल स्किड हो रही थी, बहुत ज्यादा पेस थी, काफी टाइम पे उनके हाँ एक कैच छोड़ा उन्होंने, but it came too quick to him. I think that is the only thing I would say. वरना overall he's been decent enough to back thing. ईशान किशन अगर रहता तो आप सोचो it might have been much more harder for him. I'm just looking in terms of keeping maybe.
In this pitch, turn was 4.8 degrees, which was the same in Bangalore Test match versus Sri Lanka last year, where Shreyas Iyer played fighting a knock of 90s. And yeah, I've seen Iyer play like those, knocks on rank turners, and that's why I was thinking like Iyer, I'm not going to be too hard on him. I've seen him like play some good innings, but again, Kohli, Pujara, these guys like we need them to step up. We need them to like score those big runs or like a good 80 fighting 90.
कोहली मर्फी का करियर बना के ही रखेगा. I mean, Murphy is getting him out every match. And कोहली का तो भाई विकेट भी जरा मुश्किल रहा. अच्छा बॉल था वो, एंड लाइक मुस्तफा जैसा बोला, आप तेज खेलो, आप स्लो खेलो, ये विकेट जा रही है तो आई मीन आप कुछ कर नहीं सक रहे इसका. बट डेफिनेटली कोहली से थोड़ा और उम्मीद हमेशा रहेगी और रहते जाएगी.
वही है, देखो रन्स ही है राइट आपका फॉर्मूला. एंड विराट कोहली हैज नॉट स्कोर्ड इन द फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम इन टेस्ट मैचेस, एंड आल्सो ऑन रैंक्ड रन्स ही इज नॉट स्कोर्ड. सो he will be questioned, and you want him to score those runs, whether it's a bit of luck, whether it's a bit different out of the box. You want him to score a match winning innings on a ranked turner. That's still missing from his game, and if he can do that, then it'll really help India to win matches. And I felt in the last two games Virat Kohli looked like India's best batter in the last two games. I'm not taking the Nagpur one. He looked really good.
In that 44, the 44 that he made, I would say as he was looking one of the better batsmen.
Even today, he was
soaked in a lot of pressure and gave it back.
He was the best. Who looked better than him today with the bat? But then you see the difference in the last game. What happened? Akshar and Ashwin outscored him. Right?
Yeah.
So like there is something there. Maybe we're not seeing it, but there is something there with this, that he has to improve. Agree with Faiz Bhai. Even if we look at our most successful batsman, Akshar Patel, he takes ones and twos.
Yeah, and that is the key in India. I think you need to be quicker in the middle like ones and twos, and then that's where the pressure goes back on the bowler and the fielders. कि भाई एक clear. Then that is what Hanscom also did. अगर आपको याद है, Hanscom जो 72 बनाया, he was so smart. He was taking ones and twos, and then Rohit Sharma spread out the field. Brought in the field, and then he started hitting over the 30-yard circle and getting boundaries. So I mean, it's a very tactically, you have to be very tactic, and like Usman Khwaja really nailed it today with Labuschagne.
Yeah.
जब इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके फास्ट पिच हरा सकती है तो इंडिया में क्यों नहीं? जब इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जाके फास्ट पिच पे हरा सकती है तो इंडिया में क्यों नहीं? बिकॉज ये तो खैर रैंक टर्नर. आई थिंक इंडियन बैट्समैन जो है दे pretty much like playing pace. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli को pace बहुत ज़्यादा
पसंद है कि why aren't you having a green pitch here when you can beat them on a fast pitch in Australia?
That's a very good
I think there's two things to that. The one thing is that I don't think like the actual soil and thing will allow you to create pitches like in the Gabba and everything. It's different, right? In India, like the weather conditions and everything, it won't allow you to do that. Yeah, you can leave grass on the pitch. It can swing for the first couple of hours and everything, but it's always about home advantage. Home thing is that you want the opposition to have the least chance of winning, especially when there's a WTC on the line and you feel that your spinners are capable of getting wickets faster. So that's why you're relying on Ashwin and Jadeja to finish off games quickly, and that's why it's a ranked turner. That's my opinion on it.
It's a good question. वही है ना कि like Mustafa said, maybe it's just because they're not able to produce those kind of pitches. But इसमें क्या है, इधर I would still say 80% success rate होगा आपका. रैंक टर्नर में क्या है, आपको 80% आपके फेवर में रहता है, whereas in a fast pitch it's still like a 60-40 because
अब मेरे को एक बात बताओ, वो जो फास्ट पिच था श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट, इट वाज ग्रीन राइट, उसमें आई थिंक 35 विकेट्स आउट ऑफ 38 वर टेकन बाय फास्ट बॉलर्स. उमेश यादव खा लिया था. So I think if you do that, but then again it's going to be a risk. Are you confident that these guys will survive on a green pitch? India will survive on a pitch which will swing and everything? No, like in Australia, yeah, they batted well, but to replicate the same pitch every single time is going to be.
Like the possibility of a win percentage in a rank turner is more 80 to 90%. When you compare it to a fast pitch, it'll be like a 50 to 60%. So
Overall,
opposition will
the
have still a
series
50% chance.
वो series में Tim Payne screwed up behind the stumps.
Yeah.
He gave Rishabh Pant a lot of chances.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like on that fast pitch, you say at the Gabba with the crack down the middle, India at points were lucky at that time as well. So
Lucky
you
at
don't
that time.
want to
Yeah.
give Australia that chance. You want
Yeah.
to have your conditions. Should
And today
Aksar
also you
bat?
gave them a chance. Today also you gave Labuschagne a chance. You gave
Yeah.
the chance.
अगर Labuschagne out हो गया, Smith जल्दी आ गया, you never know. They could have been like 60 for 6 right now,
Yeah.
right? आप लाइक उनको मौका दिया, देन रन तो बनाएंगे. आपको तो नहीं दिया उन लोग मौका. इवन दो कप्तान साहब को 2 बार नहीं करे रिव्यू, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट दे डिडंट रियली मेक मिस्टेक्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया इन द फील्ड. शुड अक्सर बैट अबव केएस भरत?
Yeah, he could bat above, like, but it won't make a difference. KS Bharat come score banana, so it just be like a matter of few balls, right? So it won't make a little big difference. But agar ideally upar aata hai and he feels comfortable, then maybe you could make him a permanent spot
You
over
could split Aksar, Bharat, and then Jadeja, and put one right-hander in the middle, and just make it a sandwich. And
there. Yeah,
you
maybe
could do
for a
that.
combination. Yeah, for the left-right combination, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that, but right now you need the top order. That's what you need, man. In the second innings, you need to get off to a good start. I say that, but again, your lower order is the ones who's performing. They're getting the runs. So in the end, maybe it's Akshar Patel and Ashwin and Jadeja who get you to a good target. क्या लगता है स्मिथ अच्छा कैप्टन है कमेंस से?
स्मिथ का ऑलरेडी एक्सपीरियंस है कैप्टनसी पे, तजुर्बा अच्छा है. आई थिंक 55% ऑफ विन विक्ट्री. तो या ही मतलब कैप्टन सेंस तो अच्छा है उसका. ही गॉट ऑन द स्पिनर्स ऑन लाइक द 6th-7th ओवर. ही यूटिलाइज्ड देम वेरी वेल. आई मीन दे वर. अब क्या है, अब एक ही चीज बोल सकते हैं, स्मिथ के टाइम पे चल रहे हैं, कमिंस के टाइम पे नहीं चले. ओनली एंड स्मिथ गॉट 2 changes which Cummins wanted. What was Stark and Green. So Smith got the better team, maybe. That's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, Smith ka tajurba as a captain is there, so he obviously
He's
he is
more
a good captain.
experienced. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
more
but
experienced.
Cummins ka timing of the team and injuries list, if you look at that way, then I just not be too critical on
I think
Cummins.
for Australia, that's the number one thing they got. Now they finally have that balance. They rely a lot on Cameron Green just to play the 11 that they want to play.
11.
They have an extra bowler who can come and bowl and give the spinners a break if required. That's what they were not
Exactly.
finding in the first 2 test matches. And I think Delhi mein wahi khaye the, right? Because they didn't have that extra bowler, thoda thak gaye the, and they leaked runs against the tail or the lower order.
वही पॉइंट से मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि भाई स्मिथ का ना अभी बेटर टीम है कमिंस के कंपैरिजन में. बट या स्मिथ का ऑलरेडी तजुर्बा है, सो ही
I
हैज
think
अ
he's a
गुड.
better captain. Smith is a better captain, but like वही है
एंड आज जाके उन्हें कैच भी लिया. सो आई वाज लाइक अपने टाइम पे सब कैच आ लेते हैं, कमिंस के टाइम पे तो ड्रॉप थे.
वो भी बात सही है. Like he dropped catches. Indian pitches are very bad. India should make pitches where spinner, pace, and also good batsmen come into play. Otherwise, Test cricket का हो जाएगा. Look, traditionally, how does the Indian pitch work, Fez? When we were watching cricket growing up, how does the Indian first 2 days you're going to score 400 like that, and sometimes there's something in it for the fast bowler with the new ball and reverse swing. Okay, if you do well to get them to 350, then you can score in the second innings like 600. Then what happens? It starts turning. It becomes like this, right? So to get like bouncy pitch, fast pitch, it can only happen like certain places, certain times. It's very rare. Okay, it's not gonna happen like that. So that pitch, again, people will say it'll be toss dependent. It'll be thing here. I don't think it's toss dependent. I'll be very honest with you. I think India did the right thing batting first. They had the advantage. Australia pulled that advantage away from them. You can say that all 3 games, whoever's bowling first is winning. But you have to give credit to that team bowling at that time. So I think the toss is out of the equation here, and it's a free-for-all. It's very risky. The pitch is a very risky thing, but I enjoy it personally. That's just my opinion. I have no problem. Bro, if I had to complain about it, I should have complained about it when India was winning. I didn't complain then. I said, ये जबरदस्त है. तो आज भी मैं जबरदस्ती बोलूंगा. मेरा opinion है, right? मैं कैसा चेंज कर दूं अगर इंडिया हार रही तो बोलूं पिच खराब है बोल के. पिच तो पहले से खराब थी, पहले दिन से.
Yeah. No, back in the day, अगर अपन देख रहे हैं, I mean, Test cricket used to happen, but not like.
पहले 2 दिन तो सोते थे तुम जब सहवाग आउट हो गया बाद जब.
लेकिन अब इसमें क्या है, आप 90 ओवर्स देख रहे. मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा. आई थिंक मैं पूरे टाइम में सिर्फ 2 ओवर मिस कराऊंगा मे बी, अगर वॉशरूम्स एंड खाने वाने का अगर आप ब्रेक ले रहे. बट आई वॉच द एंड बिकॉज आप ये 400 के उस पे नहीं कर सकते. आप सो जाते बिकॉज आप
कराची से एक्सपीरियंस बोल रहे हो.
आजकल इतना क्रिकेट है तो आपको पिचेस भी ओवर यूज होते जाते हैं, स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो इट्स मे बी हार्डर टू मेक पिचेस लाइक back in the day. But इसमें क्या entertainment तो है, but also you're learning something new as well and stuff. So I would say I enjoy this, but प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा है मेरे दिमाग पे और दिल में बहुत टेंशन है, तो दैट इज वन थिंग आई वुड से, बट मजा तो आ रहा है देखने में।
T20 and
अब
IPL आने से
अब वही है ना, अब वही है ना मुझसे, अगर बैट्समैन जबरदस्त मारते गए, रोहित शर्मा के जैसे और दो बैट्समैन खड़े हो गए, देन अरे भाई क्या टीम है ये, पिच पे कैसा नहीं खेल रहे, हमारे प्लेयरों को देखो, ये अपन सवाल कर देंगे।
मीडिया क्या बोल रही थी मालूम पहले टेस्ट मैच में, दिस इज हाउ यू प्ले ऑन अ थिंक द पिच इज लाइक
हाँ,
यू नो इट्स अ गुड पिच, इंडिया शोड दैट दे कुड बैट ऑन इट। वो उसमें रोहित बाबा आगे मार दिए थे, इसलिए आज नहीं मारे
एग्जैक्टली,
उन्होंने, तो फिर नहीं देखा आपको पिच, तो
वही है ना।
वैसे दिस वाज अ बिट वर्स यू कैन से, बट लाइक दैट वाज
एंड
आल्सो नॉट
एट द एंड ऑफ द डे भाई, होम सॉइल है, यू एक्सपेक्ट योर बैट्समैन टू बैट एंड लाइक
पूरे रैंक टर्नर्स थे या नहीं थे, यू एग्री राइट? पूरे
100%,
रैंक टर्नर्स
100%।
थे।
स्पिन मार्जिन की डिग्रीज देखो ना आप, 2.7, 3.8, 4.5 बढ़ रहा है। अगर नमो पे आ गए तो 7 डिग्री स्पिन हो जाएगा, आई मीन द वे इट्स
या
गोइंग, सो आई मीन
ओ सॉरी, मैं ये लिया ना, T20 आईपीएल आने से स्पिन खेलने की स्किल कम हो गई क्या बैट्समैन की? बोल सकते हैं। अब मैं ये सोचा था बहुत, टेस्ट मैचेस नॉट ओनली स्पिन स्विंग आल्सो। इफ यू नोटिस जब इन लोग जाके ग्रीन पिच पे खेलते हैं इंग्लैंड में, या आई थिंक देयर वन और टू इनिंग्स जहां कोहली, रोहित एंड राहुल, दीस थ्री I felt they were good, really good in swinging conditions. Otherwise, they also struggle, even in South Africa. And IPL could be a reason for that. Playing one shot too many, being a bit more aggressive. But then, if you flip it, the scoring rate and all that also has improved now. So it's a 50-50 situation. There's no right or wrong answer in this. But yes, it could have played a part. The IPL could have played a part in skill in red ball cricket. I think after this WTC final, India should work on updating test team. Pujara and Kohli can't carry on like this. Chirag Bhai on to his next victim. And he's on to his next victim. This man is just taking out players one by one by one.
It's like that
I
meme, huh? That skeleton goes into one room, kills one, and then he goes to the next room, kills one. तो वैसा meme चल रहा है चिराग भाई का, but चिराग भाई, yeah, definitely Mustafa called it as well. And we will be going and being critical about Pujara, Kohli, and very soon I'm seeing अगर Shreyas doesn't continue, then Shreyas as well. Uh, the only guy will that like सब मर जाएंगे, त्रिवेदी ने रोहित शर्मा बच जाएगा, you know. So I think वो situation आ रहा है. But yeah, your top three really, top two तो छोड़ दो, शुभमन अभी आया, रोहित छोड़ दो तो, but वो 3, 4, 5 very important right now, very important.
मैच शुरू होने से पहले कमेंटर्स बोल रहे थे इस पिच पे 500 बनेंगे।
पांच के आगे 50 का वो पॉइंट डाल दो, 50 बोलेंगे पागला।
क्या आज भी इमाद वसीम नॉट आउट रहेगा और कराची हार जाएगी? I don't know, man. I want Karachi to win, bro. I want Amir and Imad to get some revenge. But Faiz will be upset if that happens. He wants
Bobby,
Peshawar.
bro, Bobby's too smart, man. Bobby will come there, but like, yeah.
You think Babar Azam is the best captain in the PSL?
And no, man, it's Lahore Qalandars, bro.
Shine Afridi. Not the best team. The captain बोल रहा हूँ।
Nah, I'm saying Lahore Qalandars में होने ना Rizwan, the captain
नहीं
Rizwan.
यार, वो मुल्तान में उन्हें तो हर
अरे मैं
वक्त
अच्छा, sorry. Multan
I
का
also agree. Multan, Rizwan is probably the best PSL captain over the last 2-3 years. He's done really well.
yeah.
एक बात समझ में नहीं आई, रोहित को पता था पिच एक दिन का कैसा है, फिर बैटिंग क्यों ली? ऑस्ट्रेलिया बैट करता है यार। देखो, ये ऐसे पिचेस पे you always want to bat first. You don't want to bat fourth. You don't want to take the risk. And also, he was probably expecting at least his team can get to 200. I don't think he was expecting so पे all out हो जाए. And अगर आप देखें, even with that 109 score, you could have got Australia all out, like for 110 or 90 or 80, if you took your chances and you didn't. So I don't think the toss was the wrong decision. It just looks in hindsight ki all the matches, whoever's losing the toss is winning the game. But I don't think that was a wrong decision. I think I would have batted first as well.
Yeah, I think because you want to get it out of the way, right? Before the ball starts to spin, you want to make sure that आप जितने runs अपने खाते में डाल सकते हैं आप डाल दो. So I think वो tactic के अगर अपन देख रहे हैं, like in the first 10 overs, you didn't see you saw the fast bowlers, the 12 overs mark at least, right? But then when they introduced the spinners, that's where it started. 12 overs, at least if you're able to score a decent 100 or like maybe 20 overs, ये आप खेल ले सकते. But जब वो शुरू हो से 4.8 डिग्री है तो आप बैटिंग फर्स्ट करो, थर्ड करो, लगने वाले हैं आपके. तो I think it won't make a very big difference.
South Africa versus West Indies evenly poised. Markram is the key for SA. I don't think it's evenly poised. I think South Africa can declare now and win the game. I'm joking.
They
but
made 212. They made 212. So 179 पे है अभी. But Yeah, West Indies really need to have people standing there on the wicket. I know it's hard, not
No,
fair.
if
Some people
West
say,
Indies win this match, this is going to be one of the best victories in a long, long time if they win
yeah,
this game. Because chasing even 180, 200 on this pitch is going to be extremely difficult, man. Against
but
Nokia.
like 4 wickets, Gere, I would still say like if they manage to get six quickly, and if 250, then you have time. So maybe West
Even
Indies should play it
250,
now.
I'll be extremely surprised if they chase. Even now, if you declare and they chase it, I'll be surprised, bro. It's difficult, man. उन्हें कैसा चल रहा था शैतान का जैसा Nokia.
Smacking the ground, man. He was like coming hard. Yes, Rilwan is the best type PSL guy. Yeah, exactly. Rizwan मेरे लिए था, but I just said the wrong team. Because he
But
looks
Lower Kalandar,
he looks more comfortable, right? Rizwan in the PSL, he looks like a
what about
complete.
Shaheen Afridi?
China Field is killing it right now, but I think this is his first term as a captain, so
Also, he has a great team, bro. Great team.
yeah,
Look at that attack. Shaheen Afridi, Harisa, Rashid Khan.
yeah.
That's unbelievable, man. Yes, ये इंग्लैंड रोज मैचेस खेल रहे हैं क्या? They have two teams, baby. तो रोज ही खेलेंगे इन लोग. ये
Yeah.
मिडिल ऑर्डर कल का हाल रहा तो WTC गया फाइनल में गया तो हाँ लाइक देखो
बिल्कुल.
हम लोग यही बात कर रहे थे कल की WTC would be a completely different challenge altogether. It will be even more difficult. आप यहाँ पे ऐसा स्ट्रगल कर रहे हो वहां पे अगर बॉल हिलना शुरू करा एंड
मेरे
स्टार्ट
को खाली एंड्रू कैडिक याद आ रहा है कितना स्विंग करता था एंड्रू कैडिक आके यूं लाके बॉल बट या डेफिनेटली अगर ऐसा हाल रहा तो भाई प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि रैंक टर्नर्स पे या फ्लैट पिचेस पे आप नहीं मार पा रहे बिकॉज बांग्लादेश में अभी आप देखो विराट कोहली डिडंट डू एनीथिंग श्रेयस अय्यर वाज एक्चुअली गुड so was Pujara but Virat Kohli struggled in a flat pitch as well so I think agar swinging conditions like so it'll become more harder for like these guys so definitely they need to watch themselves.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, that's the thing. In England conditions, like when the ball starts swinging, they'll struggle even more. They'll be like, it'll be very difficult at certain times. And वहाँ पे आपको balance का भी issue हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे at least आप all-rounders खिला सक रहे हैं, bowlers who bat. आप वहाँ पे क्या करेंगे? अक्सर अश्विन और जडेजा को पूरों को तो नहीं खिलाएंगे. तो उसमें दो पेसर रहेंगे. वो दो पेसर will they be able to contribute with the bat as much as these two? I don't think so. तो आपको प्रॉब्लम तो आएगा दिक्कत तो होगी इंग्लैंड में इन द WTC again though oval historically has been a good wicket to bat on it's been flattish but Australia do bowl well in those pitches as well so again we'll see what happens overcast conditions can play a part but overall I think oval पे ठीक ठाक हो सकता है game I think India will have a chance but of course it could उल्टा भी पड़ सकता है
अब मेरे को आप ये बोलो कल होलकर स्टेडियम में क्या है सीन व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज गोइंग टू हैपन ऑस्ट्रेलिया 47 lead 4 wickets down Hanscom's on strike with Cam Green what do you think
I think they'll get a lead of 80 40 में ऑल आउट हो जाएंगे 6 विकेट जडेजा अश्विन अक्सर सब घुस जाएंगे and then India will be all out for 200 so you do the math so it'll be a 130 target 140 target yeah 130 140 target and India will win by like 1 run. Look, if India cross 130 140 lead they can win the game that much happens but will they get to that I don't think so. But I'm saying yeah go for it.
I'm gonna go with Australia maintaining Cam Green and considering Alex Carey Cam Green and अभी कौन है Hanscom
Start भी मारता भाई start भी batting अच्छा करता
मैं उतनी दूर में I'm just saying that I feel like they'll camp for a bit and they'll camp for a bit nicely get par 100 120 की lead I think मार सकती है Australia and then India will come to bat and then I feel India might just get
also the thing is I think in the morning it's going to be the toughest time to bat so I'm hoping that India pick up their 6 wickets in like 1 hour 1.5 hours that's what what happened in Delhi is similar I think you'll have to that's the only way I see them winning the game so hoping that 40-50 run में maximum all out कर दो Australia. Did you hear the WPL theme song?
No I didn't I don't know
नहीं मैंने सुना एंड्रू कैडिक सुनूंगा मैं एंड्रू कैडिक टू सचिन तेंदुलकर ने 2003 में क्या 6 मारा था पुल शॉट में मैं वो पुल शॉट आई थिंक 50-60 टाइम्स देखा माय ब्रदर इज एक्सट्रीमली बिग
what about Nehra's spell in that 6 for 23 baby Nehra
the best was Mohammad Kaif's run out I think Prescott का नहीं था
Prescott yeah Yeah,
or
just got
something.
it.
Oh, kya run out. That changed everything. And then yeah, the Nehra spell was incredible. श्रीवत्स गोस्वामी का ट्वीट देखो भाई, क्या इससे एग्री करते हो? फर्स्ट ट्वीट देख के पढ़िए मेरे लिए प्लीज। मैं जब
See
तक वो
what
समझ नहीं तो श्रीवत्स
Goswami.
गोस्वामी जो सनराइजर का था नहीं,
Hmm.
इंडिया अंडर 19 कोहली के साथ खेला था शायद उन्हें। इंडिया में भी ऐसा होना चाहिए जैसा ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंग्लैंड में काउंटी वाले पिच बनाते हैं, कैप्टन में हाथ में कुछ नहीं होता ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड इंग्लैंड के। दैट्स व्हाट लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर सेइंग कि भाई, even Ian Chappell mentioned when you make a pitch, it should be between the curator and the ground staff. It shouldn't, like, the team should not have a say on it. And look, to a certain extent, home advantage, if a captain says yes, our wicket banao, I agree. But I am like, I understand the other point of view where they're saying कि, like, it should be the ground staff. मगर ये प्रॉब्लम है भाई कि अगर ग्राउंड स्टाफ अपने मर्जी से बनाए विकेट फिर और कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो उसकी नौकरी जाती, तो ये भी प्रॉब्लम है। हाँ जी फैज, क्या है
100%.
ट्वीट?
I think the यही है, if I'm not wrong. Ranji Trophy must replicate pitches according to India Test calendar. If there's more home games, Ranji pitches should ideally be a turner, and if more away games, then perhaps more greener. No point as batting score hundreds in a green track and get to play on a turner once selected thoughts. So basically, give them the overall picture of every kind of situation in a Ranji format, ताकि they can be groomed and ready to play in every kind of a situation.
The problem is you just so yeah, like you have to make pitches in Ranji Trophy. I think you have to play make pitches traditional to that wicket, because then you'll have a good variety, right? I don't
Yeah,
think you can just make rank turners over there and think, because फिर आप जाके लग जाती है आपके इंग्लैंड में, साउथ अफ्रीका में, इधर उधर। अगर आप इंग्लैंड में देखो, इंग्लैंड काउंटी में there was a period of time where the ball used to swing from ball one and all out हो जाते थे फैज 100 पे, 150 पे। ये 2-3 साल पहले की बात कर रहा हूँ। It became so easy for the bowlers. They were just landing the ball and the ball used to swing this much and nick करके दे। उसमें
edge.
क्या होता था,
Yeah,
बैट्समैन का कॉन्फिडेंस भी चले गया, मैं उसके ऊपर the bowlers became lazy. So then
yeah,
England weren't producing that level of bowlers. That's why you keep seeing Henderson Broad, Henderson Broad. So they changed that now. I think the county now, the conditions are a bit more equal. But I remember 2-3 years ago, 200 was like a match-winning score in county cricket.
sure.
In Shaheen's second season as captain, he won the PSL last year. In the first season as captain, he became second captain after his one to win his first season as captain. Yeah, I think he has a really good team. He's doing a good job. Also, it's not easy to handle like
Manage.
high-profile players, and he's doing a very good job of it. There's good unity between them, and also their death bowling is so good that it becomes difficult
Yeah,
for the team, man. Like when you have such
100%.
a strong bowling lineup, you always have that advantage. Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
anything else
overall,
to mention?
I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm just curious to get up tomorrow in the morning and see what we do. मेरे को डर लग रहा है यार. Like honestly, I'm scared because Australia came in a very different confidence and they look very different, resurrected, reborn. जो भी आप बोलना चाह रहे हो, वापस पैदा होके आए ऐसा लग रहा है. And just when Cam Green and Stark added to that list, look much more dangerous than what they were in the first test.
I think the,
So
the, the key is that their bowlers learned from their mistake from the last game, and that's it. Because if you see, I didn't see much difference. I felt that even in the last test match, they could have won it the way they were playing. I felt they played
yeah.
good there, and they will be in the equation in this series as long as these pitches are like this, because it gives the opposition a chance. It is a risky pitch to play on, right? So उस हिसाब से Australia will always be in and around. It's just that they collapsed. They had one bad hour. They learned from that, and I'm sure the batters as well. It will be difficult to learn for the batters more than the bowlers, but at least the bowlers learned, right? And they got them all out for
And that's
100
what
runs.
we spoke. And that's what we spoke about, right? Like take back the data from Nagpur and Delhi. बैठ के पूरा समझो कहाँ डालना है, कैसे डालना है and stuff. So I think yeah, I mean, credit to Kuhnemann, man. Bowled spectacularly. 16 runs only, man. कितना जबरदस्त पहले
And they
मतलब.
have a habit, like, it was before, who was that guy, bro? O'Keefe, he took 7 wickets, I think, in
Okay,
Pune.
Steve O'Keefe, yeah.
Jason Frazier picked up like 8 wickets once
Eight,
against
eight.
India, right? So they have this knack. Adam Rosington playing for Karachi.
Oh yes, 80-20. Rise. Eastern Cape riser.
Zabardast. Yeah, I think that pretty much finishes off today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, like and subscribe. Give us some suggestions in the comments. We'll get more content hopefully towards as we get closer to the IPL. But Fez, any thing that you wanted to add to this?
Nothing, just please pray for India and a 3, 4, 5 spot. And yeah, we have IPL coming, we have women's IPL coming. So there is a lot of content coming, hopefully, very soon, very quick.
एक दो कमेंट्स ले लेंगे बिफोर वी गो. Malan save England today, otherwise Bangladesh would have won.
Bangladesh is a very good team. People are like, I think, undermining them a lot. I mean, not Ibrahim Bhai, I'm saying, but Ibrahim Bhai knows. But like I'm saying, Bangladesh, we've been following him since last year very closely, and I mean, the way their board has sort of made changes in their president and everything, and then Tamim Iqbal, Shakib Al Sadiq are really taking it to the next level. India को भी हरा के है भाई, तो I'm very excited with this Bangladeshi squad.
केएल राहुल अगर आज भी खेलता तो लोग उसको खूब उड़ाते हैं, बट दे शुड नो दैट दीस पिचेस आर वेरी बैड. बिल्कुल मैं सहमत हूँ. ऐसे पिचेस कौन प्रो टीम जीत गई.
केएल राहुल बांग्लादेश के पिच पे भी नहीं मारा आकाश भाई. केएल राहुल तो ये तो इंडिया का पिच है, बांग्लादेशी के पिच पे भी नहीं मारा केएल राहुल.
मगर उसने कोहली भी नहीं मारा.
कोहली नहीं, पर पुजारा तो मारा. और रोहित शर्मा हाथ टूटे हुआ हाथ लेके रोहित शर्मा 50 मारा.
ऐसे पिच में कौन टूर टीम जीत गई, बहुत मुश्किल है. 2012 केपी क्रुक ज्यादा इज्जत हो गई मेरे लिए, तो क्या बैटिंग की थी.
क्या जबरदस्त था. केविन पीटरसन came and smashed it, man. Yeah.
That was an incredible series. उमेश यादव बैट स्पीड.
नेक्स्ट लेवल. हाथा भाई वो तो रस्सियां खींच के हाथा देखो वो ही के, लेकिन यार डेफिनेटली जबरदस्त छिक्का था वो तो. That was something else.
Sounds Gucci. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, Fez. Take care and have a good night, good evening, and enjoy the game tomorrow, whatever the result. Let's see. Let's hope for some good action.
Oh, so you're saying result? कल ही result आ जा रहा बड़ा भाई तो.
मेरे को ऐसा दिख रहा है कल में भी परसों तक खत्म है भाई. You think it's going to go to 4 and 5?
I thought it was 4, but यहाँ तक तो 2 में ही खत्म हो जा रहा था लग रहा.
I think कल खत्म हो जाना चाहिए, अगर नहीं हुआ तो फिर परसों मिलेंगे फिर से. कोई बात नहीं. परसों लंच तक खत्म हो जाता, परसों लंच टी तक.
तो लंच और टी का इंतजाम यहाँ पे है. आइए और हमें ज्वाइन करिए लंच और टी के
हमारे साथ, और अपने सवाल आप भेजते रहिए और जो भी कमेंट्स से भेजते रहिए. All right, take care. Good evening, sir.